Bad Locks, presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, you're just making bad life choices. Going over to scoresandodds.com, get signed up where you got picks from me, Cardi, Meansy, Keith, Luch, all the greats. Plus, you get access to this nice little prop shopping tool that I'm going to pull up as soon as I possibly can here, where you can see exactly what RG projects for each individual player, each individual category, plus where the best line is. Like Kevin Gausman, we project for 6.61. The best line on the over is over at MGM, minus 154 at 5.5. Plus, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. Just go to scoresandodds.com/Discord, where I'm dropping in all these bets I have every single day as soon as I bet them. So you can get in before the line ends up moving. We've got a fun show today. It's just me. I'm riding solo, but I've got a decent amount of bets. We'll start off with hockey that I don't know anything about. I just keep making money off of. Tampa Bay Lightning, minus 1.5 goals, get it plus 125 over at Superbook. That sound right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they might have actually moved the line when I was trying to bet it. Didn't notice. I thought I got it at minus 150. But in any case, still like it, or plus 125. Yeah, that's it for hockey. Got a few boosts here. Brazil, Mexico, Nigeria, all to win plus 1,200. The no juice line is closer to plus 1,150. Oilers, Blue Jays, and Dahl plus 1,200, all to win over on Caesars. No juice line is closer to a plus 1,100, depending on which site you're at. Yeah, let's just break right down into some basketball. Jason Tatum over 7.5 rebounds, and I remember why I don't bet on Barstool, Bet Rivers, or FanDuel, because it took me so long to get this amount of money in, and as soon as I did, they moved the line. So next time I'm just going to drop it in chat instead of actually betting it. But over 7.5 rebounds, plus 105 over at Bet Rivers, I believe. Let me double check if it's still there. I'd like it all the way to minus 105. Let's see. Tatum plus 110 over. No, that's Draymond. Plus 100 over at MGM is the best line here. I think Bet Rivers still has it plus 100. Caesar still has it plus 100. Really like it. Draymond or Tatum's been a beast on the boards, but the bet I really, really like is Draymond Green over 7.5 rebounds. That's just a low number, and I don't fully understand it. I don't even know what we have him projected for. This is still showing the Miami game, but Draymond has been doing fairly well on the boards recently, getting plus odds on over a 7.5. Just seems like a silly, silly line. And then Tatum, like I said, he's been doing a ton of work on the boards here. 10, 9, 12, 8 the last 4 games. I know it's a whole different series. It's going to be a little bit different, but still the line is a bit too low. I'm rolling with Tatum over 7.5 rebounds and Draymond over 7.5 rebounds. The Warriors money line, I don't really have a take on this game. Honestly, I think there's more value in the Boston side of things. I think that you can get them over at circa plus 154, which offers a little bit of positive EV. But over on DraftKings, they have a promo that you can opt into. Might as well show it here real quick. Going over to promos. Pulling it up. Yeah, so they have where is it? Maybe it's not for all users. I'll sign in here for a second. But essentially, if your team goes up by 10 or more at any point in the game, then doesn't matter who wins, you get a free bet up to $100. So I just rolled with Golden State, more likely to be up at 10 at any point in the game, although they have had some big deficits. There's been enough blowouts in the playoffs so far that, yeah, it's not a bad line. Yeezy asking about Draymond assists. What's the line currently sitting at? Let me check real quick. Draymond assists. Raymond. I'm sitting at 5.5. Minus 143 on the over at Bet Rivers. I don't hate it at minus 143. Minus 150, minus 155 is a little bit too much, but over at Bet Rivers, over at Barstool, over at FanDuel, I don't mind the over of 5.5 there. Let's see. Get into some baseball. Jose Ramirez and Salvador Perez to hit a home run. Both of them, looking at Weather Edge, the weather's fantastic there. It's over 90 degrees in Cleveland. Decent amount of humidity. Plus 24.5% chance of home runs. Look at the matchups here. Over on one side, we got Lynch pitching up against J-Ram and Quantrill on the other side. Jose Ramirez is good. He's very good. Lynch is very bad. He's been awful versus righties pretty much since the beginning of last season. 47.8% hard contact, 42.2% fly ball rate. Now my screen got all fuzzy for some reason because of, let me fix this real quick. There we go. I don't know why it does that. I don't understand technology, but in any case, Jose Ramirez over 0.5 home runs over at Bet Rivers. So it's at $300 no juice at Bet Rivers, or I mean at plus 300 over at Bet Rivers. But there is a 25% profit boost on a home run. So I used that, got it plus 3 whatever it is, and then I put some more money on it. But use your profit boost on that over at Bet Rivers. You can also bet it at the same thing over at Barstool. Salvador Perez, I think they're currently running a promo where it's Dinger Tuesdays, where you get a home run from each side of the game or $5 bonus for each team home run in that game. So I went with Perez. Again, great hitting weather. I threw 100 on it, plus 290. He's going up against Quantrill. Quantrill's not really known as a huge home run guy, but Perez is just so good. I don't care. Massive amounts of hard contact. Quantrill still gives up a decent amount of hard contact to righties. A lot of line drives with the good weather. He can easily take one deep. I'm rolling with the over there, over or to hit home run. Daniel Lynch. I keep calling him Dustin Lynch because the country singer. I had to record something this morning and couldn't get it right over and over again. Under 3.5 strikeouts. Dude's awful. Dude's not good. And this is a low strikeout lineup with no Fran Mill in there. With the current lineup they're rolling out, 19.4% K rate since the beginning of last season. Going up against lefties, they are not a high strikeout lineup. And Lynch is not a high strikeout guy. Sitting under 20%. Gives a lot of walks. Gives up a lot of damage. Good hitting weather. I don't think he makes it more than 3 innings. I don't think he ends up getting 3.5 strikeouts. And we're getting it plus 120. I think it's close to a 50-50 chance that he gets under, maybe actually better on the under, making this a 10 to 15% ROI bet. I absolutely love it today. So Lynch, under 3.5 strikeouts, plus 120 over at FanDuel. Isaiah Kinder Falefa, over 0.5 stolen bases. There is not a better matchup. I also bet Torres. Torres over stolen bases. I got it plus 1,100, I think. Let me check I got it over at Superbook, which is available in Colorado and Arizona, I believe. You can still get plus 1,200 over at. That's just such a good line there. Absolutely ridiculous. Plus 1,200 over at Caesars. So, yeah, I'm going to hit that again. It'll be 31. Yeah, so go hammer that line. Torres isn't a big stolen base guy, but Thor is so bad at giving up stolen bases. It really does not matter at all. He's given up the most for several years now. He's giving up stolen bases at a higher rate, like a 50% higher rate than like anyone else in the league, I want to say right now. It's bad. It's bad is what it is. So Torres plus 1,200 to get a stolen base, and then Isaiah Kinder Falefa. Yeah, he's going to get a stolen base there. Why did I put Kinder? Darn autocorrect. Yeah, plus 700. You can get plus 600 over at Caesars. Still like it there. Plus 700 over at Superbook. Still like it there. Plus 600 over at Caesars looks like the best line if you don't have Superbook in your state. But rolling with both of those. Yeah, I got it. The plus 1,000 over at Superbook. Darn it. Should just wait for Caesars line. I hit it again. Lucas Giolito under 6.5 strikeouts. Cardi got me on this. The line's pretty drastically different depending on which site you're on. It's already at 5.5 at most websites. So getting it under 6.5 is massive over at FanDuel. Like it's a full strikeout off because this is where the line should be, right where MGM has it. So it's a full strikeout off. Absolutely love it. Going up against Toronto. Toronto's not a big strikeout team. Giolito's been great so far this season. Looking at the season numbers, 33% K rate. But there are a lot of good bats here. It's a tough overall matchup. He's probably going to go back down closer to 30% K rate. 20% K rate lineup. Plus, they are good chance that they're going to get him into trouble. A lot of the bats know how to walk. We got Springer, we got Bichette, we got Teoscar. Chapman, I know, is not playing very well, but still a good bat. Knows how to work the count. So I'm rolling with the under, just too high of a line. George Kirby. And by the way, guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in chat. Go ahead and throw them in the Discord. Go ahead and throw them anywhere. Let's see. Genie for 07. My book only has LG at the following. Any lane, Genie for Lucas Giglio. Okay. Yeah. So, I wouldn't. I'd still probably roll the under 5.5 at -104. I think it offers a little bit of plus odds, but at FanDuel, it's just such massive positive ROI. Getting a full strikeout more. That line should be way higher. I mean, let me look at it. What they're offering for under 5.5. The line hasn't moved already. Alternate strikeouts. Yeah, no, it's not giving me a under alternate strikeouts. So yeah, he's not getting there. He's absolutely not getting there. Kirby over 3.5 strikeouts, -150 over at DK. Kirby, looking at his numbers so far this season, you're not going to think it's a great bet. But guess what? It is. Going up against Baltimore, high strikeout team. Look at the bottom of this lineup. Absolutely ugly. There's a few decent strikeout bats. Rushman is probably going to be going up a little higher. Does not walk guys. They'll let him go later on to the game. 23.5% K rate. Should be higher than that since he's had a few tough matchups. Just put up like 9 in the last outing. I don't understand this line at all. I'm hammering the over right now. Kirby is going to end up with 5 or 6. I don't know if the bat's in agreement with me on this one, but I really like it. Keith got me on that one. Shout out to Keith. And last one, David Peralta over 1.5 total bases, +142 at Superbook. Let me check to see where the best line is at everywhere else. If you don't have Superbook, you can get it +140 over at DraftKings. So I might actually hit that again. Superbook only lets you get a little bit of money. Only lets you bet $100 per bet. Things are opening, going down to Peralta. You go over to batter props, total bases, Peralta, searching for him. Boom. Let's see if they'll let me get 300 on it. Under review. We'll see if that ends up going through. But David Peralta, the dome is going to be open. It's like 95 degrees there. Morton struggled so much versus lefties this year. Thought he might come and get back together, but no. 413 WOBA, 267 ISO. Peralta so far this season versus righties finally coming back together after he was good and then was bad for a bit. But 279 ISO, 361 WOBA versus righties, and Morton is struggling. Nicely. Let me get that in. So adding that to David Peralta over 1.5 total bases, 300 pays 720. Yeah, really like that bet there at those plus odds. The roof being open is just fantastic. Over when it's 90 degrees in Arizona, it's a massive uptick to offensive production. So I really like the Diamondbacks in this one. I think they're going to do some work here. So I'm rolling with that. But yeah, that should pretty much do it. Let's check to see if there's any more questions. Don't see anything there. Don't see anything there. Yeah, that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Good luck on your bets. I'm out of here. See you, kids.